Hi, my brothers in Christ. This is Jonathan with the Hope Movement. This is Manna for Christ. So this is session 7, and today we're going to be talking about something that I think that is so important for us as fathers, and also those that are going to be fathers one day. This is good advice for you guys as well, um, and we just really need to see about what's happening in our society. When we understand from a biblical perspective of what's taking place around us, the worldview compared to the biblical view of, we need to be very cautious in how we raise our families, and so today we want to talk about teaching our sons to be men, and our daughters to be women. And so this is something that I hope that you're already doing. But if you're not, or maybe you don't haven't been doing it in a correct way, or haven't spent enough time in it, um, I hope this is an encouragement to you. I mean, today we see how our society is defining what it means to be a man. We see how masculinity is something that is being looked at upon as something as a negative. We see with women that they don't know what it means to be a woman, um, because they think that in order to be a woman, you have to be that kind of selfie, um, image that you see with the filters on your phones. These YouTube videos where girls, are doing all these kind of things to gain attention. You look at MTV and 16 and Pregnant, and these kind of like shows like this that glorifies this other type of woman, that is anything but what a true woman is, especially from a biblical perspective. We also see that women don't know what it means to find a true man. They don't know what to look for because they look at the exterior. They look at what is popular in our society, and that is what they go for. And so we have, so much taking place. They're getting bombarded by things, and we have to do several things. We need to train them up to teach them what it means to be a man, what it means to be a woman, and we need to also, not allow, our leave it up to our public schools or our schools in general, our churches, our youth pastors. They all can do good things if they truly are, doing it the right way, but that's not their job. It's not their job to teach your son what it is to be a man, what it means to respect a woman, to work hard, to honor your word, to meet your responsibilities, to be biblical in the way you think and the way you act, and and what a biblical marriage is, what it means to wait for marriage to have sexual relations, and why, and talk about your own experiences, or talk about situations and don't just say don't do it, but explain why biblically and from experience as well. Um, Teach your daughter what it means to be a woman, and tell her, it's not about what the exterior is. It's about what's inside. It's about being respectful, and gaining that respect, not by an attention, not by what you do, that's provocative, or sexual, because that's only going to attract the wrong type of attention, but rather what it means to be a biblical woman, what it means to be a woman that is godly, that a woman that understands what a true marriage is, how a husband is supposed to love his wife like Christ loves the church, what it means also about dating, that dating is not something that is biblical, and the reasons why, that dating should be something that has the ultimate goal of marriage. And so these kind of things, yeah, it's normal to like a boy and these kind of things, but it's another thing to define as saying boyfriend and girlfriend relationships, because these should be in the moment when you guys are ready to with the goal of marriage. And so these are things that we need to teach our children. The world's not going to teach them, and it's your job. And if you're not doing this, start doing it now before it's too late. You only have your children for a short period of time in your household, in that mission field, and we need to teach them teach them now before it's too late. We need to be careful about what we allow in our homes, what we allow on our TV screens, what we allow as movies we watch, what kind of music we listen to. Um, the thing is that we see what movie stars are, and we see about what music's out there. Music today, the women that are singers, just normal singers that are singing love songs and things like that, is not like what it was even 10 years ago. Now they look like strippers. They're provocative. Their videos are sexual. Some of them even look very pornographic. I mean, these are very serious things. So the boys see this and they think this is what a woman is supposed to be, and the girls think that this is what they should be acting like, because that's how they gain the attention of the boys. We have to be careful about cell phones and things like that. They have access anytime on their cell phones to if you're not teaching them, and if you're not really working hard in prevention, then they're gonna try to find the answers in the wrong places and turn to pornography. And this is something we see as a huge problem with young children. I mean, you'll be surprised at a young age that are now not only watching pornography but addicted to pornography, and also thinking that this is what a relationship is and this is what sexuality is. So we need to step up, and we need to start teaching our boys to be men, and our women, our daughters, to be women. This is something we need to do. This is not the job of others to do. And so when we do this, we need to, as Proverbs 22:6, train up your child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. We need to remember that, but discipline is something that, and for a moment it hurts, and ultimately it's for their good. And we see that in Hebrews 12:9-10. It says, "Besides this, we've had an earthly fathers who disciplined us, and we respected them." And then it goes on to talk about how, for they disciplined us for a short time as it seemed best to them, but God disciplines us for our good, that we may share his holiness. For a moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. So this is something we need to do. Yes, discipline is hard. Yes, taking away cell phones, taking away those games that maybe are leading them to cross that line. That's not teaching them to be a man. That's not teaching them to be a woman. That's maybe leading them to one thing to the next, and now they're even getting into porn, or to getting into following artists that are sexually provocative. And we need to cut these things out of their lives, and it's for their good. And even though it may be painful, and you may be the bad guy for a moment, ultimately this is for their good. And so we hope that in the future we can look back and we can say this to our son and our daughter. Proverbs 4:10-15. "Hear, my son, and accept my words, that the years of your life may be many. I have taught you the way of wisdom. I have led you in the path of uprightness. When you walk, your step will not be hampered, and if you run, you will not stumble. Keep hold of instruction. Do not let go. Guard her, for she is your life. Do not enter the paths of the wicked, and do not walk in the way of the evil." And so we need to look at that and say that to our children, and teach them about what it means to be a man, what it means to be a woman, so that they can live the godly life, a biblical life, and we can help them to protect them from the evils of this world. And ultimately, as they are older, they will look back upon these things and be thankful. And then also, as they see their father manning up for Christ, and stepping up and praying and leading his home and doing all these things, their daughter can say, "I know what a man is. That's the kind of husband that I want." My son can know that this is what a man is. That's what I want to be. And so this is something we need to look at. All this that we're doing is to glorify God. It is to edify our families, and we want to see our children to follow in the right footsteps. And so we have to make sure our steps are on the right path, and what we're teaching them is also guiding them to the right path. So I hope that this encourages you to man up and to begin to teach your son to be a man, and your daughter to be a woman, and what they should be looking for in the future, as far as spouses as well, and how to be biblical. Preach the gospel to them, especially if you feel that your child is not a believer. have serious conversations about this. This is their soul that we're talking about. And this should be something that motivates you and drives you every single day of your life. You should be on your knees every day, pleading to God to regenerate their hearts and to proclaim the gospel. You're in a mission field. So no, you're not alone. Be encouraged. We're praying for you. We love you. And also, if you are in the Newcastle, Pennsylvania area, this Saturday, I'm going to be going up there as well. And we're going to have our first Man Up for Christ group session that we're going to start doing once a month. It'll be at 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. And you can feel free to stop on by, email us at info@hopemovement.com. We'll provide you with the address. And also, if you are not in Pennsylvania, but you would like to join us, email us as well. And maybe we can connect by Skype or do a Facebook Live type thing. So feel free to contact us. We would love to have you a part of that. So I hope that you have a great day. I hope that you're encouraged. And we'll see you next week, Lord willing. Grace and peace.